Test. There we go. Sorry, I don't know why. I reboot. I have to reboot my computer because I have a bug that I've had since forever where I need to, if my computer goes to sleep, I need to reboot it for the GPU acceleration to work again, for the GPU to go full power again. I don't know. In any case, stuff is slow until I reboot, or I reinstall the GPU graphics drivers. I don't know why it's like this. It's been like this, not exactly since I bought it, but I think the bug was introduced soon after and then never got fixed. Anyway, computer life. Sorry. So I rebooted, and for some reason, OBS didn't recognize any of my audio devices, so I had to re-enable my microphone. Man, the Windows is janky shit. Just janky shit all around. Not just Windows, but I'll blame Windows some for this as well. So Daniela Boy, yes, I saw your message. Sorry, I was actually pointing out. I was commenting it, but yeah, Bork didn't show it in the beginning. I think it's because you know what? I actually, frankly, have no idea why. Anyway, so now it's working. Yes, we are. I'm going to do NixOS now, and it's time, as I was saying, it's time to grow up. I have been relying on Mitchell for long enough. Now it's time to, get out of my home and, go live on my own, get my own apartment, and start building my own family in a sense. I'm making this sound like Mitchell is my dad, but the point is I've been relying on Mitchell's NixOS config files for a very long time. And that was the move, because I never needed to personalize my Nix setup all that much, except get in one new program from time to time to be always available. For the majority of the things, I was just doing Nix shell, and that was good enough. But now that we have to set up Sway and whatnot, well, I should also add this. There are two reasons why I want to do this. One is because I need to personalize my NixOS setup. And the second is because, so my macOS virtual machine has issues with sound that are a bug somewhere between macOS and the virtual machine. Where precisely, I don't know, but one of these guys is fucking up. Specifically, in my setup, I'm sending audio over HDMI, and audio over HDMI on Mac is always a problem. I've seen this also happen to other people a variety of times. So audio over HDMI, that's already bad. So I would say some of the blame most likely lies with macOS. Or maybe what's on the other end of the wire, which would be an Elgato capture card. So maybe it's the Elgato's fault. You know what? That might actually be a factor. Maybe if I had something better than an Elgato capture card, things would be better. That's also a very old Elgato capture card. Maybe, it's not to shit on Elgato. I don't know. I don't care. But also the fact that it's kind of old, and maybe newer ones, newer capture cards would fix this. Something to think about. In any case, this ultimately made me realize something that I should have realized a long time ago. I should have an x86 Linux VM. Why don't I have one? And I can have one, actually. I just realized, yeah, I can set one up on my desktop computer. So we're going to have an x86 64 Linux machine. I don't know why I didn't think about it before. But I'm doing it. Like, if my Mac Mini can do a VM, why can't I not do a VM on a desktop computer? So that also, you know what's going to do? that's going to unlock incremental compilation for us potentially. So anyway, to conclude, this is a new NixOS. I'm setting it up from scratch. I need a separate virtual machine because the one on macOS is borked. Audio is kind of borked on it. I already tried. Audio sounds fine on my desktop computer. And last thing related to this. Oh yeah, and also setting up Zway on my Mitchell config was kind of causing trouble. Not sure why, but that was happening, and so yeah. Anyway, achievement unlocked. Introduce Zig in my workplace or WordPress. I'll assume workplace. Without getting fired. Nice. In part inspired by Andrew's talk, don't ask for permission. Uh-oh. So without getting fired yet. Yeah, Alcaraz. Welcome. Sound seems to be fine. Yeah, it was in the beginning, then I fixed it. Cool. So Chris, what are you using Zig for? One thing that I've seen people do successfully, and also like not sneakily, is that basically they would add, well, I don't know, maybe this doesn't apply to your workplace whatsoever, so obviously that can be a thing, but in their case they had this I don't know precisely what that ended up looking like for them, but something like oh, you know what, I guess those were either containers or virtual machine images that would be essentially the thing that would run CI, and also probably what they would get by default on deployments. And essentially, those machines contained the tool chain, all the tools that are sanctioned to be used by the company would be available in those images. Again, images or containers, I don't know. That doesn't even matter. And so what they did was add Zig on there. First of all, as Zig CC, and second, I think it started as essentially as a CC, so instead of Clang or GCC. And second, then they started allowing people to to write build.zig scripts. That's how they started. And the fact is that this was not vertical to one project, but it was horizontal to a bunch of other things. Cryptocurrency stuff pays the bills, compiling stuff to eBPF for Solana. Oh, interesting. Wait, so you work what's the name of the Solana company that was working on a Zig validator? I forget the name. I think it sounded kind of like Solana, but it wasn't Solana. VPS is fascinating. I hope to use it for Linux Syscall stuff too. Yeah, I think there were some interesting projects that related to eBPF. If I remember correctly, Syndica, right? You're right. Yeah. So you don't work for Syndica, or do you? By the way, if you want to share, if you don't want to share, don't share. Don't feel forced to tell to everybody on the internet about your life. Don't worry. Last month I mentioned about the roadmap 2027 video, and you said that we just forgot about it. Is it planned for the future? Well, we didn't exactly forget about it. We just didn't do it. There's a talk that is going to go live on um, what is it? End of September on Tiger Beetle's YouTube channel. Everyone will know I'm a shill. uh, it's fine. Okay. So yeah, for the 2027 video, I guess what we should do is so here is our plan, or at least what it was up until the last time we spoke about it. We, as in, let's say, core team, Andrew and core team. Um, the idea was to have Andrew give a talk at Systems Distributed, more aimed towards people who are not too deep into Zig, where he would talk about the roadmap, I would say in more general terms. And then we could do a separate um, um, live stream where we would talk about um, more of the specifics, as in going deeper into looking at issues, talking about stuff more in detail, in a way where it would make sense if you are a Zig developer and you are active in the Zig community, and that might be too much for just onlookers. So well, that was the plan. Honestly, I don't feel like there's a lot of energy and interest in doing this kind of activity right now in the core team. So that was the plan. I'm not promising it's gonna happen. It's not like anybody is really like fighting against this or anything. It's just that there needs to be like we need to reach like critical amount of activation energy before anything happens, and we have a lot of other things that are like more pressing, um or rather, you know what, I will say pressing. Whether they are more pressing or not, that's a more nuanced uh discussion to be had. But yeah. Okay, let me reply to a message, and then I'm gonna show you my fantastic Nixos setup. Okay. So here's my setup. Lo and behold, ta-da. Okay, I'm gonna boot into Plasma because I have a Zway, but it's completely broken. No, not completely broken, but it's mostly broken. Like I cannot interact with anything. I think because I don't have a config. Well, I don't have a config, and either the defaults are just happen to be incomprehensible to me, or yeah, I don't know whatever it is. What's happening? Okay, whatever it is, I need to. What I need to add some more configuration stuff. So there you go. That's my NixOS. Yay! This looks less snappy than it was yesterday. I wonder if it's the full screen thing or the fact that we have OBS running now. Maybe that eats some power. I understand. It's just those were the videos that got me into Ziggy, so I always like them. Makes sense. Back to KDE. No, I can't. Or rather, temporarily yes. But this is a fresh NixOS install, and I'm trying to start configuring it and setting it up. So that's kind of where we're at. So today's stream is about configuring this machine to have Sway running, and ideally in a setup that is not completely broken, so that like when I tried the last time by adding Sway to Mitchell's setup, Ghosty wouldn't even boot into Sway. It would just straight up fail. Why? No idea. So we need essentially to make this stuff work again. Okay. Um. So let me. I guess I'll take this out for a moment. So here's my next thing that I'm gonna do. I've installed the two most important things. I don't have Zig yet. I have Flow, but here's one thing. I don't even have the ability to put Flow in my path because I don't know how to put stuff in my path. And I think that it's finally time to really start uh, learning what Home Manager is. Actually, I think I did already looked into this a little bit. So I now know Home Manager is the thing that manages your users, environment variables, and config files. So NixOS, Home Manager. But the thing is, we need to set it up because you don't have it always by default. So usage as an NixOS module, installation as a user. So let's see. Your configuration is stored in config nix packages home nix. Each time you modify it, rerun home manager switch for changes to take effect, to have effect. To work correctly, home manager needs your shell to source random shit. The most convenient way to do so is to have a home manager manage your whole shell configuration. Okay. Program bash enable true, ZSH enable true. It's gonna be fish for us. But in this case, your whole bash RC is managed by home manager. The years of customization you accumulated in your former bash RC must be migrated. The years of customization. Jesus. Here's an XS module template you can use. This sounds good to me. That means, oh shit, wait, let home manager be fetch tarbo of a master build of it. Um, wait, Note, before attempting to use Home Manager, please read the warning. Why don't you put the warning in there? Why is not the warning in there? Why is that just a link? It's quite possible to get difficult to understand errors when working with Home Manager. You should therefore be comfortable using the Nix language and various tools in the Nix ecosystem. If you're not very familiar with Nix but still want to use Home Manager, then you are strongly encouraged to start with a small and very simple configuration and gradually make it more elaborate as you learn. In some cases, Home Manager cannot detect whether it will override a previous manual configuration. For example, the GNOME terminal module will write to your dconf store and cannot tell whether the configuration that is about to be overwritten was from a previous Home Manager generation or from a manual configuration. Home Manager targets Nix packages unstable and NixOS version 2605. This may or may not work on other Linux distributions and NixOS versions. Now, when your expectations have been built up and you're eager to try this all out, you can go ahead and read the rest of this text. What? Home Manager can be used in three primary ways: using the standalone Home Manager tool, as a module within an NixOS system configuration, as a module within an Darwin system configuration. For platform other than NixOS and Darwin, this is the only available choice. This allows user profiles to be rebuilt together with the system when running NixOS rebuild. So I think this is what I'm used to. So that means that we want to do this. I have to say, this syntax is a little bit ass. So also, this says state version 1809, and then you scroll down, and it suggests another version, because I remember seeing this the last time. Where is it? I did not hallucinate that piece of information. I must not be on the same page that I was before. Follow the official guide. Nix flakes. Well, okay, so we want to do this or something along these lines. Here is a NixOS module template. Let's see. You can either incorporate it in configuration.nix or place in a standalone file and importing configuration.nix. Doing imports equals the file. I think we're going for a single file for everything. Okay, I'm gonna now keep the VM active. So how do we edit our config file? Well, we have thankfully our history here. So Flow is installing user local bin Flow. The problem is we don't know how to put that in our path. So configuration.nix. Oh wait, can I do this? Yay. Also, I don't have indentation, man. I have crappy indentation. Let me try to indent this like a not insane human being. In my defense, I was copy pasting and I was lazy yesterday. There is probably formatter, I just don't have it. Okay, so this is my sway configuration. And it's inside a specialization because that allows me to essentially select it in the boot menu so that I don't lose my ability to boot differently. Which, by the way, that actually tells me I'm not even sure this should... I think this should be a specialization as well. I think this should be specialized. Also, they use the English spelling, the UK spelling that kills me. Um, and this is gonna be plasma configuration. Okay. Um, user greeter. User Christoph, I think. Well, we'll see if what I'm doing here makes sense or not. Um, so next is this other thing. So config packages stuff, I have it up top, so that's fine. Then there's another block below which has imports, but I guess I need to paste the let home manager stuff up top. Okay, let's see if pasting works with VMware. Authorize crypto access. Nope, that is not what I copied. Okay, can I go through the VM and do? Wait, first of all, are we in insert mode? Yes. Paste. There we go. I at least this works. So just master tarball of home manager. Let's fucking go. And then in import, why the parentheses? Wait, why are we? I don't get it. Oh, I think I do get it. It's because the other syntax is it's literal. It doesn't allow you interpolation. While here we want interpolation. Okay, so we're saying grab this tarball, and then here we're saying import from the tarball. This is not an X file. Are we importing an entire directory or something? I guess. Specialization this, specialization that. System state version. Um, you know what? I'm thinking, what if we move this up top and at the bottom? So I don't know what this shit is. We'll worry about it if that ever becomes the case. And in here we do this. Wait, I'm actually confused. Oh, it's because there is some indentation here, and then at some point we lose it. Okay. So this should be indented one more. Oh shit. It should be indented one more. This should be indented. It should be de-indented and then indented one more. Oh my god, these guys. At least I'm gonna fix those. Oh well, okay, let's fix also this. kde packages.kate. Okay, so here then we indent everything once. I don't know why I keep fucking it up. Okay. My username also has a semicolon. Wait, not only my user. What is that other extra parenthesis going on there? What is going on there? Why did I end up with a? Oh, why is Flow killing that line? That's a bug. State version option does not have a default and must be set. Um, yeah, no, they're tough. I'm not doing that. Right now, this system is impossible to work with. I don't know how to install shit. Oh no, this is this keeps grabbing my mouse input even if I go on my Mac computer. Like I'm scrolling on my Mac computer, but it's also scrolling the VM. God damn it, man. Um. Okay. So I don't know if this version is good. Should I trust that version? Oh, you know what? Let's go. I think we got at some point a link to the official website. Yeah, let's see what this says. Yeah, look at this 2605. Okay, 2605. And then this has programs bash enable, programs. Okay, so that sounds good. But I think some things I want to do like in a more um, global manner. So, for example, I want programs fish.enable equals true. I think I want to enable fish globally. My username should change. Fair. Yes. Um, okay, then I guess at this point I can copy over some stuff from my original code. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Wait, this is a giant let in? What's going on? Oh wait. Oh no, this. Okay, one sec. I need to detach input because otherwise I'm gonna go insane. Like I'm gonna type in one thing and then it's gonna. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, interestingly, this is done in Home Manager for Mitchell, so maybe we should do the same as well. Okay, you know what? We're not gonna do this. Let's do it in Home Manager. So we're gonna do fish. This is not just fish enable true. Or wait, maybe we can leave fish enable true outside, and then in here we can override it, and it should be fine. Maybe. And you know what? I think I can maybe inputs theme Bob the fish. Interactive shell init plugins fish ZFS theme Bob the fish. Okay, let's do like this. Enable true. Shell aliases equals, and I'm gonna copy over my shell aliases. Uh, Okay, of these ones, which ones do I really use? Git add, I do. Git commit, I do. Git checkout, GCO, I don't. GCP, Git cherry pick. I don't really use cherry pick much, but fine. GD, I do. GL, I do. GP, I do. GS, I do. Oh, GT, I don't, but I should. And then flow. Okay, so this all seems okay to me. And shell aliases is missing curlies. So programs fish. Um, XDG enable true. Probably want to do that as well. Oh, then the packages that we want to have. Yeah, some of these do make total sense. Well, this is in PKGS. Where is PKGS coming from though? It's at the very top. We do have PKGS. Okay. So PKGS dot what do we have in here? Um Machinima I like. Bat I like. FD. What's FD? Chez moi? What's chez moi? I'll do the GitHub client. HTOP. Oh wait, there are no commas. JQ. Grep. 3. Chromium. Oh, what's Rofi? I don't even remember what Rofi is. I should know. I forgot. Valgrind. And let's get a backup terminal going. Hmm. GPG. DRM, we don't care. Yeah, we need to enable fish with the shell aliases, which we did. Don't care about plugins. Rofi is a Spotlight viewer, if I remember correctly. Oh, wait, Rofi, is that the... I think you're right. It's the Spotlight viewer. Wait, isn't that the one where you do where I do Control O and it shows me some applications? Like it's an application launcher, isn't it? You know what? I'll add it here because I want that thing. Under the assumption that this is what it is, I want it. Okay. Um So let's do probably also xdg config file. Okay, so I was right. When in the menu alternative. Cool. Um, oh, there's a Rofi config as well. So I'm gonna copy that over as well. There's a ghosty config. Um, let's ignore that for now. That's fine. So we want to configure Sway and Rofi. Yeah. And then session variables and session path. Oh, there we go. Home.session path. Is that what will finally allow me? User local bean. Hopefully this will allow me to have flow in path. This seems good. I just need to create these two files. There we go. Then Rofi. Uh, Rofi. Yeah, I don't know if any of this is important, but I need to be in insert mode. Oh, never mind. I was doing fine, I think, actually. Yeah, of course, this whole thing is fucked up. Is this CSS? I mean, in some context, any particular reason why you're getting flow dash C that way instead of through the next way, as in flow control? I have no idea what is the packaging situation of flow, but in any case, I'm interested in having it um, in updating it manually on my own. So I didn't even try to get something packaged. And in any case, even this current setup that I have, I'm not sure that that's what I want to do. I think that what I would want more than anything is to wait. How we indented this stuff? is supposed to be. Who added all these closing parentheses? Also, wait a second. Where did the input bar part go? Why are we stopping at element? Wait a second. Where did the rest of my shit go? Wait, what? How did this turn out to be so crappy? That is insane. Okay, what if I do this? Does this allow me to modify this? No. There's no one. Okay, what if I open something less opinionated like oh, you know what? I could use nano. What if I use nano instead? Why does it stop at element? This kills me. Why does this stop? Is this like a limitation on how much we can paste from the OS? That has to be it. I guess okay, you know what I need to do? I need to install the VMware guest tools. NixOS, god damn it. NixOS, enable guest tools. Sorry, NixOS enable VMware. Enable VMware video driver for better performance. Services X server video drivers VMware. Well, fuck. What about Wayland? Okay, virtualization.vmware guest enable true. File copying, pasting, dragging. Yeah, let's fucking go. Are only supported on Xorg, not Wayland. Yeah. Oh shit. For example, the GDM and GNOME desktop environments to use Xorg. Click on the settings bottom right screen and select GNOME on Xorg option. Huh. So you just get fucked with Wayland. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's go back here. Go to our configuration. Let's enable the VMware stuff. Man, the English spelling again. Okay, you know what? Let's say that there is no Rofi config file for now. And let's call it a day. This actually makes me think though, did I enter full screen mode for a focus container? Okay, did I also mess up the way stuff? Yeah, it did. Because it only got to move focus window and not much past that. Crazy. Switch to workspace. Yeah, this really doesn't. Oh man, this is shit. Well, I guess we can do that chunk by chunk for now. Okay, let's ignore the bar stuff. Doesn't matter. Okay. Um, okay, time to now go through all the compile errors. Hello, Leo. What are we doing right now? I'm dating a. I'm setting up a NixOS machine. Use curl and a Python HTTP server on the host. Yeah, I could do this stuff, but this is actually it. Like we're kind of done at this point with the initial stuff. Home Manager version 26.11 and Nix packages version 26. Wait. Okay, what's going on? You're using Home Manager version 26.11 and Nix packages version 26.05. Mismatched version is likely to cause errors and unexpected behavior. Okay, dude. Okay. Let's go to 26.05. Wait, no. Well, what was it? Home Manager is the wrong version, I think. Wait a second. Wait a second. You son of a bitch. It's 26.05 on both. Where do you see 26.11? Oh, and he can't find rip grab, so he can't search. Nix shell. Why does it think that I have a mismatched version? There is no mention. Oh, the master version. You're right. Hi, Toggle. Thank you for the raid. Have a nice lunch. Hope you had a good stream. Hello, everybody. I'm setting up a Unix OS machine. So welcome. Welcome to the jungle. um okay, where do I get the right version of NixOS instead of the why do they tell me to get master branch when I probably should never get master branch? Oh, there we go. Found it. Found the line. Copy. There you go. Okay, so far so good. Yeah, but where are the build errors? I'm a bit weirded out that this is acting as if I didn't introduce any error. No space left. No, that should not be the case. I have like I don't know, more than 100 GB of free space, so that should be fine. Hopefully. Holy shit. It kind of looks like it worked first try, except that I have no idea now where I'm at. So is it doing actual work right now, or is it like one thing that I noticed on the virtual machine on Mac is that sometimes it seems like it should be rebooting, but it doesn't really reboot, and so it remains stuck in a situation like this. Oh, why can I not see the status bar? Okay, I'm going to. Oh, what is this stuff? Take a snapshot. Manage snapshots. Okay, let me exit full screen mode. Is the dot meaning that it's connected or that it's doing work? I guess it means that it's connected, not that it is doing any work. So I don't know. Keyboard is not. Wait, should I? I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change TDY, but that also doesn't work. Okay, restart. Okay, so there we go. This one has sway and plasma separate. So this is my generation. Uh, let's see if we can boot into plasma again. Okay, so far so good. Also, why does it open ghostly by default? I have no idea, but well, sure, that's the first thing I would do. So no complaints there. Maybe it's because I shut it off with that open usually. Okay, so restart. I have to go eat lunch in a moment, so I'm gonna take a 15-minute break. But let's see how things look like with Zway. So I should have a nice TUI login thing now. I think we regressed something. Man, we don't see anything. Shit. Well, we failed. This used to boot correctly. Is it this? Is it the config? You know what? Maybe there's something bad in the config that I pasted. Yeah, I should probably try to have a version without that config file, I guess. Oh well. Okay. Let's get into Plasma and I don't know. Let's try to fix this, I guess, next. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I guess in theory, could move this to the side. Oh, you know what? In theory, I could always stay like this. That should not be a problem. Okay. Um. So here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Um, let's see. Yo, chat. I'm working on an older code base of mine in Rust and really noticing how much I prefer Zig. Okay. Um, Zig just feels like exactly what I need for me. Rust simply taught me how to manage memory. Um, I mean, I personally would phrase it in a slightly different manner. I think I would say that with Rust you learn, I think, roughly speaking, like I'm this is real rough, but you're kinda, I think, led more likely. You can do whatever you want with Rust, by the way. So like I believe there is nothing in terms of like behavior of a program that you can do in Zig that you really, really cannot do with Rust. Maybe I should take this back because Rust does rely on libc. In Zig you don't, so that would be face it where trying to go your own way would be um, still doable, but in practical terms, you would be met with some resistance. Um, mm, but in general, I would say that Rust tends to teach you one way of approaching memory management, one that is mainly focused towards correctness, or rather, I should say, memory safety. With Ziggy, it's kind of more the Wild West, but in exchange, you get the ability to do things that are you get to you get to aim for perfection in a way that in Rust you somewhat deliberately sometimes decide to not aim for perfection uh, in exchange for not risking having not risking introducing certain bugs. Um, but you know what? No, I think that this is also like a poor way of describing it. I retract everything. I think the best way of describing it is that in Zig is more transparent. In Zig, the language is thinner. It's more you and the computer, more you and the machine uh, than I would argue with Rust, because Rust has abstractions, and of course those abstractions can be useful and good. So it's a trade off, um, whichever way you choose. But from that perspective, for example, I would agree that for me Zig is more um, congenial to what I care about because I prefer a more transparent language, and I will take the uh, extra risk of introducing bugs, memory safety bugs, because on the other hand, by having fewer abstractions, like it's a matter of opinion. There is no like one true objective way of stating it, but um, you could say that abstractions help reduce the number of bugs, but I would argue that they also can introduce more bugs, and so I think there are people that just prefer dealing with more abstractions and people that prefer dealing with fewer of those. So I don't know. Okay, what are we trying to do here? So I'm done with the lunch break. We tried to boot into Zway, and we were met with a black screen. So yeah, maybe we should look more into what's happening here. Like for example, this line requires some AD Weta stuff to be installed, which I did not install. So I think it makes sense that some stuff went south. Um, Also, what the heck is this? I don't know. Okay. Next shared tooling for the shield length for the next length. Nope, not yet. Um. So yeah, so I think this line is probably already enough to that line is a source of trouble. That's I know that for a fact. Let me go into my home manager in here and let me see um where is the add vita stuff mentioned. So here we go. Oh right, here I have a specialization for sway tonics. Yeah. So here's okay. Now I'm starting to understand what the syntax is doing. What it's like. These are being made up. Like Sway, it's my thing. I can name it. I can name this whatever I want. So I'm enabling X server. I don't think I should. Doesn't matter. There's an XDG portal. Do we care about the XDG portal? I don't know. I don't think we do. Also, does would we need to specify here XDG desktop portal like Sway? I don't know, but I think we can stay without this. Sorry, I know that you guys cannot see. It's okay. Like you cannot see when I'm reading the other file because it's covered for now. I'll fix it. So WL clipboard and Mako. Oh, they are in here. Should those just be for the other one? Should they always be there? I don't fucking know. I'll keep them on. I don't know. Oh, here's the extra packages. Program Sway extra packages. Program Sway. No. Yay. I don't know. Is this good? Is this bad? Only one way to know. Hmm. Go change the TTY and run Sway manually. That is a good point. Right, because it's just a matter. Oh, wait, can I just launch the program from a TTY? Is there nothing more complicated that I need to do than that? If so, that's a good point. I'll definitely make sure to try. Okay, we're building a lot of shit. Okay, still less than the last time. I think we're back to the hmm. We're back to the situation where we want to restart. Mm, so we want Zway. Also, something changed. This looked slightly different before. Oh, there we go. We are into Sway. It just happens to be fully black. And look what we have here. We have Rofi running. But Ghosty doesn't want to start. Oh my god. So I can launch a terminal. Okay, so we're back to having this problem. Also, my mouse doesn't want to show up. God damn it. Yeah, that was my assumption. Actually, you know what? Wait, when I did this a moment ago, no, I was just being confused about it. But before, when I tried it, nothing would work. I knew that I needed Rofi. Without an application launcher, I wouldn't be able to launch anything. So for fixing the mouse, I have an environment variable to disable like hardware mouse, but I'm not sure if that is the problem or if it's something else. But also, why in the flying fuck does Ghosty not want to launch? That part I don't understand. And the thing is, once I am in this situation, I also noticed that I have trouble like even my own program, Awebo, doesn't want to launch. So what do we do? People mentioned doing um, GDK debug equals 1 and then launching Ghosty. But it also doesn't help with anything. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like it almost works for me. Almost. Huh. You might be using software rendering. Do you have all the necessary GDK things? I don't fucking know. You might be using software rendering. I do have hardware acceleration enabled in a virtual machine. GDK backend equals X11 Ghosty. Um, but I don't have X11. I literally do not have X11 anywhere on this system. I'll type it out. Just debug run session Ghosty. You have X Wayland, do I? I mean, it exists, but do I have that? I don't know if I do. I might not. Is that an executable that I would be able to launch? I don't know. Dbus run session Ghosty. Oh, could it be that we need portals or something? I don't know. Let's see. Warning, blah blah blah. We're activating service name. Yeah, okay. It is trying to do portal stuff. Can't mount path run user 1000 doc. GDBus error dbus service unknown. Name 1.5 was not provided in any .service file. So we need to install portals. Right. That kind of sounds like it. Thank you. This was a useful command. Man, I still have yet to wrap my head around all this dbus stuff. Oh shit, I don't have flow. Uh Wait, I'm not in fish, that's the problem. Oh yeah. So I would need to replicate this stuff also in bash, but also I should configure. Oh, I don't have a config uh for XFCE. Okay, so I would have to configure XFCE to use fish as the terminal. Okay. Sudo f command not found. But flow works. Okay. So we were saying, let's assume that we need to install portals, XDG portal. So maybe that was it all along. But I think I need something specific to Sway, right? Do I not need PKGS XDG desktop portal Sway or something along those lines? Common default star. What does that mean? No idea. Copying it anyway. Um, isn't it XDG desktop portal WLR? It so I'm copying GTK one because Mitchell had it, and I don't know what that does. I mean, it has to do with GTK, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if Sway exists. I made that up. Shouldn't it be WLR? I guess the answer is it depends on whether the compositor that I'm using is based on WLR, right? If it is, then it's gonna use that one. Otherwise, you know what? Chances are that you're right. Unexpected equal sign. Whoops. These shiny pages, metademons, GLX info. Oh, to see what's my hardware acceleration situation. Sure. I'll run that after it's done building. Okay, well, these builds, I'm gonna just refill my water bottle. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Uh-oh. Oh no. Error reading optional config file. Wait, so we correctly switched config. Okay, where are we right now? Wait, is this what what's going on? Okay. I don't know. Restart. Try to get into Sway. Gossi does not want to run. Again. Oh, but now it's a different error. Error flashing display, broken pipe. Activating service name, blah, blah, blah. Fuse init failed, cannot mount path. Who knows? Then dbus daemon successfully activated service this, service that. So dbus is doing better. Activating service, blah, blah, blah. Unable to create transient system D scope app ghosty surface transient scope. Dbus call failed. No, I don't think it's the same error as before. Previously, it was not saying GDK error flashing display broken pipe. It errored that out earlier, and most importantly, also I lied. Sorry, I did refill my water bottle, but I also got a can of Coke. I think we were having trouble starting the bus stuff. No? Oh no! Wait. Cannot get portal org portal inhibit version gbus error org free desktop error, but some things did succeed, right? The previously were not succeeding. Okay, let me run your command. Do you have display or WLAN display set in your AMP? I might not. And to be fair, these are things that need to set up in Home Manager. So I know that there's a section about environment variables in Home Manager. Yeah. Okay. Experimental Nix feature Nix command disabled. So Nix dash shell. Oh wait, you actually told me what the package name was. I'm dumb. Mesa demos. Well, here's the problem. I necessarily have to do Wayland with Zway because this is Wayland.app. Yeah. I have to do that because I need to test image capture source and image copy capture. Like I need to test these protocols. Like I'm using these protocols. And these guys, so Cosmic seems to support it. Kwin doesn't support it. GNOME doesn't support it. So it's like Sway. Apparently, River also does, but this website is slightly out of date, and yeah, and most of the other shit doesn't. So I don't know. Such is life. Okay, so GLX info minus B. Let's see. Oh, it says accelerated. No, it should say accelerated. Yes, right? In theory. Let's see. Is there a thing that I need to do to get specific drivers? Graphics. Kernel level. OpenGL. What about VMware? There's no mention of VMware on this page. Enable VMware video driver for better performance, which is fucking awesome, except that it's services.x server video drivers. So that means that this is not for Wayland, right? So no Wayland drivers? I am fairly confident I have both of these things already. Uh, do, 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 do. Or maybe I just lied and I don't, and I completely made that up. Maybe I just lied. No, okay, there we go. VMware guest enable. Um, I don't have a graphics enable. Oh shit. Well, that explains some of it, huh? Amazing. I was so confident that I did this already. I guess I got confused with the other Nix machine that I have. Okay, so we have this. I guess we might as well use this as an opportunity to set up environment variables. Shall we? So let me see, where are my environment variables in my other thing. What do I have in here? You know what? I think this is worth copying. Although some stuff will have to be different. Um, should this be specific to Zway? It shouldn't, right? It should, right, because it's home manager stuff. Right. So there we go. Paste. Delightful as usual. Okay, let's see what we got in here and what we should keep. So mine pager, I don't care. Pager, less, whatever, that's fine. Editor flow, blah, blah, blah. What about display? So, no, I don't have display. I have display defined only. So Mitchell's configuration only has display defined in case of running Nix on Darwin. That is the only mention of display inside of this repository. So we don't set display to anything specific. Well, okay, you know what? Well, I think this is some progress. Let's see where that gets us. In the meantime, if anybody has suggestions, feel free to make them. Hello, Calder. How come setting up NixOS for testing Linux stuff on macOS, or is it going to be your main dev environment? This is going to be my second virtual machine, and in a sense, third, maybe fourth operating system, depending on how you want to look at it. And it is for Linux stuff. Yes, more specifically, I am developing a Weibo, the Discord alternative, and I need to implement screen share on Linux. And I was using a ARM 64 virtual machine on Mac. But that virtual machine has bugs that relate to how audio works that are crippling, meaning that those bugs prevent me from being able to even test if my multimedia application works as it should. Warning, multiple symbols, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think that we're at the point where we restart. So it has those crippling problems. And also, I was using a configuration that I didn't have full control over. So, stuff wasn't working, and I have no clue why it wasn't working because there was a bunch of machinery not implemented by me. So now, by doing things from first principles, hopefully it should be easier to diagnose what's wrong. Your Nixon config is never applied because Sway crashes before that is done. Really? I thought that those were things that would... Yeah, Ghosty still doesn't run. Let's try the GLX thing and let's see if anything changed in terms of hardware acceleration now. Yeah, it still says hardware accelerated. No. So you're saying my Nixon feed is never applied, but it does create a new generation, does it not? You know what? I didn't pay enough attention to say that for sure, but it seems to me that it does create a new entry. Okay, let me try to run the... Let me try to run the switch command. And actually, what is it test? Can I run another command? Check if you have the env var. Good point. The env vars are lang, editor pager, WLR, no hardware cursors. Yeah, good point. Oh, the fact that I don't see my cursor tells me that probably that's not the case. Can I just do env? Well, I do have this. Yeah, no. So this is grabbing my new config. So we're back here. Fuse mount. No authorization protocol specified. Okay, so sudo ghosty definitely does not work. Yeah, I don't know. So yes, something was going wrong when I was running the switch, the config switch. But on reboot, it does seem to be grabbing the changes. Still, error flashing display, broken pipe. Why? Not sure, but app ghosty surface transient scope debus call failed. I think that is what should not be failing, right? Free desktop debus error spawn child exited process system D1 exited with status 1. Oh, activate service org free desktop system D1 failed. Wait, is this somehow telling me that I don't have system D and I should have system D? But no, I do have that. Or maybe I don't. I'm copying stuff from the other config. I don't know if this does anything useful, but might as well try. Oh, boot.loader, right. Not loaders. System deboot is an alternative to grub. You don't need it. Okay. Mm, let's see. So I'm looking at other issues where, like, I googled the error message to see WR render allow software one. Oh, okay. Let me see. If I do this, do you guys see it out of center? Yes, you do. Okay. I need to recenter it at this point. Oh, I guess I could do this, but that doesn't help much. Okay, I'll recenter it. Let's see. What is it saying? DRM close buffer handle failed, invalid argument. WLR Linux DMA buff failed to close buffer handle for plane 0, invalid argument. X keyboard came up compiler reports warnings, but that's not a big deal, I think. So this is WRR. Okay, I can try that suggestion. Just to double check. There we go. Oh, wait. Is it just me or did we make some progress? Start a subcommand shpid. And we got broken pipe. No, maybe we didn't. This is just this just happens to be less verbose than the other one. Um, that's my configuration. Also, this means that I don't need to reboot, right? I can do literally this. Right? But also, um, oh, it's for Zway. I see. Zway needs it, not Ghosty. Okay, so, yeah, fuck. Well, I guess we reapply the config, right? Or I switch, or okay, I'm curious to try this. So, so people are saying that I can just go in here and then just do launch Zway. Does this work? It does. But this doesn't seem to do anything. Let me switch back to here. Do you want to read the manual? No? Oh shit, it's super laggy. Let's do it from here. Um, okay, so let's see. There's my config on for Mitchell has a thing where apparently on Mac this is old. If you create an XOS test and run it with driver interactive, then the QEMU window does not show up on macOS because it's guarded on display being set. Okay. Okay, this is old stuff. The new configuration is there. Okay. Right now, I'm not on Apple Silicon. This is a virtual machine running on my desktop computer, so that's AMD. It's a normal AMD CPU. The host OS is Windows running in VMware Workstation Pro, whatever, and I have a NVIDIA GPU. Yeah, we're back to this. I'm curious if if there's some flag that could be passed to Ghosty, uh, that maybe would do something. I'm also, you know what? I'm gonna quickly look at maybe the Ghosty Discord to see if anybody has said anything in there about Sway. Because so far on two different machines, Ghosty has just been unable to run under Sway consistently. So I don't think I'm the only one facing these issues. Okay, let me do this. Set some environment variables. When Ghosty start a new instance from my window manager, Sway, which was started via greet D. Environment variables were available to Ghosty. However, after switching to the systemd user service, Ghosty no longer has access to these environment variables because it's managed by systemd now, not greetd's way. Um, my previous work laptop was running Ghosty on Sway without issues, so it's not impossible at least. Okay. Ghosty doesn't see variables such as cargo home or stuff. Okay, that doesn't matter to us. Like, that's not critical. Okay, so this is not Ghosty GTK single instance initial window equals false. I really like the performance benefits of launching Ghosty via systemd. What about running Ghosty with that flag? Let me try. Single instance true causes the same error. And same error also with the dbus thing that prints more stuff. I don't think this is important for us. What else is in here? Man, if only there was a way for search to not be this crappy thing. Disable DMA buff. Okay. GDK. Sorry, I'm not putting in this. on OBS, but trust that I'm doing it. So GDK disable equals DMA buff does nothing. Same error at the end. Let me try. Let me try with the other command in the middle. What was it? Dbus run session. No particular differences. Also, this says warning. Wayland debug. Well, Wayland debug definitely prints more stuff. Holy shit. Okay, let me zoom in because I want to read this myself as well. We definitely got more stuff. Default queue, blah, blah, blah. Nothing red. Discarded clock. Mesa EGL display queue. Default queue discarded mode. Okay, I don't know how to read this. Is there anything that looks particularly wrong here? So I guess we are kind of almost quote unquote S tracing into what's happening in Wayland. Create new ID org KDEK win server decoration. Huh. Okay, I don't know. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to make this easier for you to look into. You know what? I'll search for Zway and then error flashing display. Shit, no mention. Sway error, no Sway error. Error flashing display. So there's a little bit, but not too much. And also, so this one is saying resource temporarily unavailable. Resource temporarily unavailable. Resource temporarily unavailable. Which is not our case. GDK broken pipe. No. Wayland GDK. Out of curiosity, what if I did this? Probably a stupid idea, but so I think this is a very stupid idea. I don't think that's gonna do anything, but just in case. Okay, cool. And the thing is, I don't really need Ghosty necessarily. Like, I could make do without Ghosty. The problem is, this is gonna affect also my stuff. Um, I mean, we can actually try it out right away. So let me do this. Uh, Give me Firefox. Um, Give me Zig up. Oh man, give me my fucking mouse also. I don't have a mouse. That's a problem. Shit. Oh no, man. Seriously? No paste? Actually, I'm doing this wrong. There's a website that we should go to. Wait. Oh god. Is the copy going to work? Huh. Home Chris of Ziggy is not in path. Fair. We could try to solve this. Okay, I'm gonna comment these things out. Um, then the next thing we want to do is here. Was that it? Home Crystal Zig? Okay. Although that's wait. Zig yeah. Wait, what the fuck? Why what is going on? Wait a second. Oh, it put Zig in here. Why did it put Zig in here? Oh, because it thinks that Zig up itself should be in the destination. Okay, so okay, rm Zig and then move Zig up to dot local bin. Please tell me I didn't rename it to bin. I fucking renamed it to bin. I guess I can do local. Wait, so it's not local bean. It's uh US user local bean. Okay, I guess. So I can do this. Oh, and he tries now to put it in user local bean. I need sudo. Why is user local bean? Yeah, I guess it's not my user. Ah. Okay, we can worry about this later. Yeah, that's annoying. In any case, do I have Zig now? Not an executable file. Hmm? Do I need to do it like this? Okay, what's going on? Why is Red is a broken sim link? It may be, probably what happened is that running Zig up with sudo is wrong. Yeah, there's no root local. Yeah, that's what happened. So I tried to make that happen, but why is it not recognizing that this shit is failing? No idea. Okay. So I should have .local bin. Actually, wait, what's my... Because I already have something in there. Right, use a local bin. I should just have that, I think. Okay. I guess I'll reapply my config so that I can get that path. So I can get that directory in my path. Maybe the problem is that what I'm trying to achieve is just impossible. God damn it. Unable to load hand 2 from the cursor theme. Oh, maybe that's why we don't have a cursor. Aha. Why not use the same config? Because that VM that I was using was using Mitchell Hashimoto's set of config files for running, well, not exclusively, but also for running an XOS VM on macOS. Now I'm not on macOS anymore, and I wanted to do everything from scratch because I was facing these issues that I'm facing now, also on the other VM, and essentially, I didn't know to what degree the problems that I was facing were because of stuff going wrong with his config, with me touching his config in the wrong way versus, um, the problem, like diagnosing what the problem was. That's why I wanted to start from scratch. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I'm even trying to run Ghost now. So can I do Zig up? Master? Fish. There we go. We have Zig now. Cool. Let's see how we do. This sucks though. The fact that there are no GPU drivers for Wayland. Frankly, I went from, I don't know, I'll start working on a solution that works for X11 and then we'll think about Wayland later. And then everybody yelled at me, no, everybody's on Wayland now. Wayland has become the standard for years now. X11, Xorg is obsolete. Turns out that all the virtual machines don't support X11. Don't support Wayland. They're still stuck on X11 when it comes to anything GPU. Man, the state of things on Linux, VMware just sucks. Well, it still sucks less than alternatives though, because previously I tried to get this VM running with VirtualBox, and holy shit, VirtualBox was significantly slower, and unable to discover HTTP connection closing. Oh. Try again. And not only that, but also VirtualBox was so bad that it failed to install NixOS. I tried to install NixOS like 3 times before I gave up, and I went with VMware. You know what? Maybe the solution is to use Parallels on macOS, which wouldn't solve the GPU stuff, I would imagine. But at the same time, GPU stuff is not all that important, I guess. No, well, it is. I mean, it's not, as long as it just fucking works. Just installing bare metal. At this point, that's what I think I will have to do. I was hoping that I didn't have to buy a machine, for like a dedicated machine for just for Linux development. But I think that at this point, man, I've done my due diligence. Like, I guess it's really time to get a machine for this. The problem is that that would be a third machine in the mix, so I would have to figure out how to run it. Hmm. So I could get a one of those IP KVMs, but having it here would be better. The problem is, um, how do I conveniently switch from macOS to that machine for development? I guess I wouldn't have to jump between that machine and macOS that often, so it could be like a semi-static config that so like even something where I physically press a button to switch from one to the other. So maybe I don't really need an IP KVM as much as I need a hardware KVM. Nice. What did we get? Oh yeah, we need FFmpeg. Level 1 tech has some good hardware KVMA. Let me see level 1 tech. Oh wait, is that YouTube channel? You mean the store? Combo USB-C delivery, C power delivery, and display port 1.4 kVm. Hmm. Yeah, there's stuff like this also on Amazon. Okay, what happened now? X connection to zero broken. Wait, what do you mean X? SDL chose video backend X11. Oh, because it detected X Wayland. Um, well, fuck. So SDL video driver Wayland. SDL window failed. Error Wayland not available. What? Uh, I don't know. SEL is not built with the Wayland backend, I guess. I hate Linux. So is there even an option for this stuff? Linux display backend, X11, keep in sync with Raylib's definition. Okay. GLFW Linux display. Linux display backend. Be option Linux display backend. If using Raylib, which Linux display? Thing is, we're not using Raylib. So GLFW X11. So here we're not driving anything when it comes to the SDL build. Cross Windows SVC, no. You're saying to use SDL3 GPU instead of SDL3 because I have in my build script, I just have SDL3. I can try to change that to SDL3 GPU. What about the other backends? Would doing one of the others help with anything? Also, um, backend SDL3, where are the... Do I need to do .sdl3 GPU or do we leave it as that? Oh, there we go. Generate doc images. No. Back to build. Yeah, backend to build. Backend. Option backend. God damn it. Um, yes. Can we take a look at Enum's backend? Yeah, chances are the SDL GPU is not going to be updated. Deprecated. Use either SDL2 or SDL3. Oh, I guess SDL is deprecated. So SDL GPU is there. Raylib is there. GLFW is there. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I got the same error. Let me double check. So here I said SDL3 G. Oh shit, I did it for macOS. That explains also why this was so fast. I don't know if I need to rename also the module, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm also using a branch where this has been updated to Zig 017, and I don't know if other stuff has successfully been updated, so I might need to fuck around more. Really weird though the fact that we we are completely unable to start ghosting. But it makes sense, I guess. If I have a weird situation with the GPU, then that means that I cannot. That if Ghost is GPU accelerated, then it's gonna have trouble with that. Yeah, I think that, and this is the final problem. I need GPU acceleration working on the machine because that ties into video encoders, decoders. Yeah, there we go. Root source file struct options has no member named callbacks. Damn. I guess we could try with another one of these backends, right? What if we tried WIO? What could go wrong? Or I don't know. SDL options doesn't have callbacks anymore. SDL options defined by whom? Oh, by the VUI itself. Man, I wish I had a mouse that allowed me to select text without going insane. SDL options is a module, right? So that means that in oh, we're not indexing in there. This sucks. Can I do can I do this? No, it's empty. And if I enter, still empty. Ah, that sucks. Wait, why did I want to go in here? Right, because here is where we define SDL3 options. Yeah, version, callbacks. Use callbacks for live resizing on Windows Mac. Man, that is not even a Z017 thing. This is the backend bit rotting. Uh, this is actually solvable. Also, literally just by nuking it because we don't. It's not even important. But that's probably not all of it. Yeah. Unable to evaluate comp time expression names.len. What? Okay, that I find intriguing. Oh. Hey, how is this not defined in line? I don't have ZLS. Um, union lang type has no member struct field. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. No, this is not updated at all. GLFW. Yeah, I think that the conclusion is that, oh, there's no module DVI GLFW. What am I supposed to do then? Expected to be of type backend. Oh, right. GLFW is not even listed in there. Uh, 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 uh. No. Wait, what have I done? GLFW. What? Okay. Raylib. I don't know. Yeah, I think that we're not gonna have any luck with any of these backends. So, yeah, I think this is the nail in the coffin in this attempt. I need hardware. Virtualization is not an option. We are dealing with stuff that is concrete enough that I don't know if virtualization was better, maybe we could do it. But as things stand, that's just not it. So what's happened here? Wayland scanner not found. Yeah, why don't I have Wayland scanner? I mean, that's fair. Uh, does this work? Dash R to run fish. Wait, how do you make it run stuff? There was a command earlier that showed how to run stuff. Dash run. Okay. What? Oh shit! That does not give me Wayland scanner. I thought it did. Yeah. Okay. This is it. This is not gonna work. Uh, it can actually be useful to have another VM around on an x86 machine. That's fair. But not in this context. In this context, we need more than that. Wow. That sucks. I guess it's time to shop for a piece of hardware. Yeah, I don't think there's a solution. Uh, there's literally no way for me to develop this stuff under current conditions. The only way I can do this is um, by targeting X11. It seems framework laptop. I was thinking of more something like this. By the way, I'm actually curious to hear people's opinions. So you know what? I don't think I'm gonna continue the stream much at this point because this is literally the stopping point. Um, but do people have opinions on this? For example, the Geekom, what's it called? It's the A7. Because what I was thinking is I think that as a form factor, I want a mini PC. I want a tiny thing that doesn't occupy a lot of space, should be powerful enough to not turbo suck. But I want something that is in the same ballpark of a Mac Mini in terms of footprint. Um, this doesn't seem bad. Also, I wait. I should say the A7 Max. So AI9, because of course everything has to be named AI now. Wait. Oh, A8 Max. A7 2026 edition. What's going on? Hey, BSS Start. Just started watching. What's the current problem? I need to implement screen capture and in general operating system integration for Awebo on Linux. And I have been trying to get Linux VMs working to do this. But it seems that I need to switch to hardware, to actually bare metal, not VMs, because I rely on GPU acceleration. First of all, we're having all kinds of wildest issues with Wayland in a VM setup to the point where Ghosty doesn't even want to run. Then past that, the VM that I have on macOS has glitches when it comes to audio that have to do with the operating system, with the Mac operating system. So that's out of the race. Uh, and essentially that leaves us with the only option of getting hardware. I have a mini S Forum UM790. It's good, but sometimes the kernel crashes because of memory corruption. God damn it. Let me take a look. Holy shit, that looks nice. Okay, memory corrupt. This looks nice. This looks also like an I like that it has USB-C on front because I think that's better than USB-A. 2 HDMI, that's good. LAN, that's good. Bunch of USB uh ports. Actually, this says wow, this is really good. So, do you think it crashes for memory corruption because your memory banks are toast and you should replace them? Do you think this has anything to do with uh 890 Pro? Minis Forum and I love it. That sounds nice. Oh no, why does this one have USB A's? Double LAN, that's actually not bad. I'm okay also with DisplayPort. The fuck is this? Is that an HDMI mini? No? Is that a DisplayPort mini? OCU link. What the fuck is that thing? Oculink compatible. What? What's Oculink? Oh, external GPU. Okay, understood. Barebone, 32 gigs of RAM. Boy, does the price increase steeply, huh? As you add more RAM. So I guess I would need something along those lines. This has a bigger CPU. Huh. Okay, this one is fine. I just wish they didn't have to ruin the front with two USB-A ports and they kept the clean look. This looks nice. Thank you. That's a nice recommendation. So you think that this is better than the the whatever the fuck the other thing was, the Geekom. This is also more expensive if we go. Well, if we want to go, what is Barebone? So does Barebone give me any RAM? No, there are two USB-C ports. It's just that the second one is on the back. Oh, for the UM790, the memory corruption issue is known, so I should get the 890. Barebone comes with nothing, so no SSD, no RAM whatsoever. I see. Okay, let me see if I can buy this easily from the thing that allows me to get tax rebates on all this stuff. I can indeed. I can indeed. So let's see. For me, 30. I think I should do 32 gigs. 32 gigs, 1 TB hard drive, €1,000. Huh. And then I guess I connect it to a switch. Hmm. Yeah, the Oculink port is fucking useless for me, but is there a way to turn that thing into like a USB? Like, can you connect to it like some kind of USB controller? I'm actually curious because you say that it's a GPU thing, but in practice, it's a PCIe right interface. So I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, let's go to Amazon. Oculink USB C. 16-feet cable. I don't think that what I'm looking for is a cable. Gaming mini PC Oculink. You need an Oculink to PCIe and a USB PCIe card. Oh shit, a card. So wait, does nobody seriously sell a tiny box that has all of this inside of it? eGPU dock tested. USB 4 versus Oculink. Or what about Oculink 2 Thunderbolt? Thunderbolt. How does that sound? Doesn't exist. Oculink eGPU docks make Thunderbolt feel like a bottleneck. That's that's just that's the only snag I think here, because everything looks awesome, um except the fact that this is IO that I literally have nothing um that is completely useless for me. Is there anything else that they have? Bro, can I? Okay. Yeah, so it's these two machines. The 790 has that problem. There's the 870 Slim. And then Atom Man G1 Pro. Oh, that's like a PlayStation 5 looking thing. Um, Let me quickly look at the IO situation on the Geekom. So let's assume that we are doing an A7. Also, there used to be an A7 Max. Is this it? They just renamed it to 2026 edition, I guess. So this is a less performant GPU, sorry, CPU. Less performant GPU. GMK Tech. Oh, right. There's also those guys. Show me the ports. Show me the ports better. 4,000 euros? Well, shit. No, that might be a bit over budget. So this guy has two HDMIs, two USB Cs, two USB normal USBs, a single Ethernet. Eh. Okay, let's see what GMK Tech has. How are you trying to decide what to buy? I don't know. I'm looking at the options. I'm looking at the IO. Then I guess I'll need to look at the specs more in detail. But that's kind of the idea. I know that I want a mini PC. If you need it for occasional testing, you can go very cheap. I don't want to go super cheap. I think I want to stay either below. Let's say that my upper limit is probably 1,000 euros. 600, 800. Let's take a look at this one. Intel N95 has really low power needs, so it's also good as a server. Um, oh, buy 5. So this has double Ethernet, DisplayPort, HDMI, 2 USBs, a Kensington lock. Intel Arc graphics. Somehow I feel like that the Intel Arc graphics are gonna fuck me in the weirdest ways. Evo series, Neo series. Okay, what was this one? HDMI DisplayPort, Oculink, USB 4, 2 USBs, 2 ports. Okay, so this is we're back in the ballpark of the other thing. Also, wait. Oh, this is the bare bones one. Yeah, kind of more expensive, huh? Intel Alder Lake. Um, Intel graphics. I think I want something with AMD graphics. Like, I think I would like to have something that is either Nvidia or AMD. I think AMD is preferable. Let me put it this way: we need to do stuff with GPUs, and on one hand, in theory, it would be cool to have hardware for each one of these platforms. So one that has an Intel Arc GPU, one that has Nvidia, one that has AMD. But I think that if I have to choose one to have, I think AMD would be preferable than all the other options. So far, Minis forum stuff seems the most intriguing. Like ultimately, the only complaint that I have about this device here is that I wish it had more USB-C. At this point, I don't fuck with USB-A, but it's not the end of the world. You can put an adapter. Also, these are like okay, I don't know precisely what they are because there's no way of knowing, but at least these are not white, so they're not like super sucky USB ports. And in the end, there are a couple USB-C ports that are going to be fine enough, I guess. Um, Double LAN is useful. DisplayPort and HDMI is also useful. Oculink, not useful at all, but hopefully one day some dude will realize that having a we're back. Yeah, sorry guys. I also lost connectivity as I was saying this. Do-do-do-do-do. Okay, what was I saying? Um, I was saying that so far this seems good, except the Oculink IO that I'm not gonna care about. But everything else seems fine. Yeah, this seems a good machine. Okay, so well, thank you for all the feedback. Thank you everybody. Also for the suggestions. I didn't know about Minis Forum, and it seems good. Also, it is something that I can purchase easily, so nice. We'll see. Uh, well, what can I say? I think this is it for me. So thank you all, and I think I will see you all next time. Do-do-do-do. I'll send you all to Lumor Sunil. So we'll see how this web stuff develops. See you all next time. Bye bye.